Did you know there is actually a lighthouse in Oklahoma City? Yep, there is. And hey, we're going to check that out today, as well as the area where we can find this lighthouse. Join me on this adventure. We are at Lake Hefner. It is a great spot. Locals all know about it, and I think you're going to enjoy this spot as well. There are restaurants, there are parks, there's boating. Today, there's lots of wind, and there's bike trails and walking paths. Let's go take a look at this lighthouse, and then let's explore the rest of what Lake Hefner has to offer. Here we have the unexpected find, a lighthouse in Oklahoma City. Now this is the lighthouse at the East Wharf of Lake Hefner. The lighthouse at East Wharf was constructed in 1999. It is a 36-foot working replica of the second oldest light station in America, Brand Point. The 26-foot Brand Point Lighthouse was built in 1746 near Nantucket, Massachusetts. The lighthouse at East Wharf is a classic example of the coastal beacons that proudly stood watch over a 300-year period of manned lighthouse stations. Through technology, light stations are now fully automated and no longer require lighthouse keepers. The lighthouse at East Wharf is a member of the U.S. Lighthouse Society. The society was founded to assist in the preservation and restoration of lighthouse stations, the symbols of our nation's maritime history. Now, some unique information about this. It was built in 1999 as part of the development of this area. When it was originally built, it would be considered a decoration, a non-functional lighthouse, something that looked pretty on the East Wharf. Then the owners of the development decided that they thought it'd be cool to have a real lighthouse, not just a decoration. So what they did was they re-outfitted it with the proper equipment and actually registered it as a real lighthouse. So now it is on navigational charts. The interesting part about that is it's not just registered on navigational charts now, but because it is registered as a real, authentic, functioning lighthouse, there are requirements that must be kept. The beacon must always be working, the beacon cannot go out, and the lighthouse must be maintained. I guess I kind of said the same thing in a couple different ways there, but it really increases the need for maintenance, upkeep, and really some expense on this lighthouse. Now, is there really a need for a lighthouse in Oklahoma City, a landlocked state? Well, I guess not fully, but it is on Lake Hefner, an area where you can sail and boat and enjoy the water. So I guess when you're coming into this area, there's a harbor behind us. We'll take a look at that in a moment. It is a beacon that will show you where the harbor is and where these rocks jut out. So I guess for that reason, there is some good reason to have a lighthouse. On navigational charts, well, if you have a boat in this water, it's not that giant of a body of water, so you probably know where this wharf is, but it is pretty cool. Now, as we see on the ground here, there are lights that shine up on the lighthouse at night. We can see one of those lights right here, and there are lights all the way around it to help it look pretty at night. This is a hot spot for photographers, wedding photographs, prom photographs, graduation photographs, family photographs. If you come here on a Saturday or a Sunday, you quite often will see a lot of people taking pictures of the lighthouse, with the lighthouse, and posed for various celebrations with the lighthouse. So it is a really unique feature at Lake Hefner, and I must say it is actually kind of a pretty structure here in the city. Now if you look, Lake Hefner, the dam fort is right over here, just in the distance, just a little bit, and the water treatment facility is over here. Now, Lake Hefner is a reservoir that serves Oklahoma City. And as we pan this way, you can see across the lake. Now, hard to see just past the lighthouse in the distance there, there's actually another marina. And there are a bunch of sailboats there as well as a boat launch. Now, as we turn a little bit more, we see there are restaurants and an event center right here on the water. And these are really nice restaurants to eat at. It's kind of nice to be out on the water and see the water. Right here we have a small marina with some sailboats. And then on the other side of these restaurants, there's another marina there. So there are 3 marinas here on the lake. And there's one final restaurant over here. Now, all of these restaurants, I believe there's 5. It's Louie's, Mama Roja, Red Rock Canyon Grill, Hefner Grill, and I believe there's one more, and I can't think of its name. So as we wander along, take in the beautiful scenery of the lake. And as you see, there's people here today playing, as you will quite frequently find, because it is a hot spot to come and enjoy a day. Biking is so common around the lake. There's a bike path all the way around the lake. I believe it's an 11-mile bike path. But it's so common, you see even the restaurants have bike racks where the bikers can stop, grab a bite to eat, grab a drink, and then be back on their way again. On nice windy days, which there's many of in Oklahoma City, you can also frequently find kiteboarders and windsurfers out here on the lake. As you may see behind me, there are a couple setting up now to get out on the water, and there's one out in the distance doing windsurfing already. So after work today, a bunch of people will come out here, and on the weekends, this area is hopping with people windsurfing and kite surfing. It is quite fun to come out and watch them. They're really neat athletes, they're really nice people, and this is just north of the East Wharf. As you see, they even have a windsock set up over here so that they can see the wind direction and how strong the wind is. Hey, quick little fact, did you know that a windsock, the amount that it stands out straight, is an indicator of how much wind there is? It's designed to collapse in little sections. And each one of those sections, if you're a pilot or somebody who knows the wind and what the windsock means, you'll know how many knots or what the wind speed is based on how many of those segments are sticking out. Today, it must be a pretty strong wind because the entire windsock is sticking out. None of the segments are collapsed down. There's another windsock off in the distance over there and a little park over there. So all the way around the lake, you will also find great little parking areas. Some of the parking areas are larger and smaller, some are paved, some are dirt. But no matter where you are around the lake, there is a parking spot really close by. So regardless of what you'd like to do, I'm pretty certain you'll be able to find parking near the part of the lake that you want to access. Here we see a windsurfer getting ready to go. And just like that, he's off. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? Here we've got another one coming in. This one's on more of the surfboard style. Okay, so this one's climbing up onto his board, different than the last one. The last one seemed to like lean back and put his feet on the board and then kind of stood up. This one seems to be like crawling onto his board, more on his belly. Another one over here as well, getting ready to go out. Let's go back and watch this guy get up. Uh-oh, and there he's off. Look at that. So this guy, he's currently moving his board out upside down. So the last guy that launched had the same style setup where there's like an underwater fin, and that must be what raises them up out of the water. Hey, if you know anything about these windsurfing type sports, I'd love to hear your comments about what these different types of boards are, what the correct names are for them. I apologize if I've got the names wrong, but this is absolutely fascinating to see. Okay, so this one did that belly on technique too. Maybe this style with the fin underneath that goes deep into the water, that's the proper way to get on. Whoa, see that guy jump? Way in the background. Whoa! And he's up. And look at that, he's up out of the water with that board way above the water. Whoa, check that out. All right, these windsurfing, kite surfing, whatever we call these sports, these definitely look like a lot of fun. These guys are out here doing some pretty amazing tricks, and they're very friendly to chat with. So hey, if this is something that you find intriguing or find interesting, come on out to Lake Hefner and check it out. Let's go look at some of the other things that Lake Hefner has to offer. Just south of the restaurants or the East Wharf is this really great playground area. It has nice little sitting spots for the adults and a lot of great looking play equipment for the children to play on. Now, let's turn the camera around and see what that view of Lake Hefner is from this play area. So as we turn, we can see the restaurant groups over here, and then the lake and nice, beautiful grassy area right here. And as you see, all the way around the lake, there are benches for you to sit on and just enjoy the view. This walking path goes all the way around the benches, so if walking on the grass may be a struggle, or maybe you're in a wheeled device of some sort, you can still get to all of these sitting areas quite easily because there is a sidewalk, a paved path through almost all of this. And like I said, there is a bike path all the way around the lake as well. So you can bike it, you can walk it, you can just enjoy it, you can run it. There's so many different ways to enjoy this lake and all of the areas that it has to offer. And if we look off in this direction here, just off in the distance there on that shore, is another playground area with some picnic areas that include charcoal grills. So you can come out here and grill and enjoy the day. And then all the way around the lake, you will find people fishing. But right here in the middle of the screen on that shore, there's a lot of little like hidden spots in the trees where people can frequently go to fish. There's also some covered fishing areas, like floating docks that are covered, like little floating buildings that you can fish from. So if the weather is not conducive to you being out today, you can go to those and still go fishing. Now, I know every time I go fishing, I catch absolutely nothing. So one of these days I'll figure out how to fish, but today is not that day. Here's one of those nice park benches that they have out here for you to sit on, relax, and enjoy the view. This is the park area we were just looking at across the water. It is called the Stars and Stripes Park. Now, being part of the Stars and Stripes Park, there's a nice playground area over here with kind of a rocket shippy type playground equipment, which I guess fits the theme of Stars and Stripes. There are covered picnic areas, which we're about to enter right about now. And you can use this for either shade for your picnic, or you can have a family gathering in here. This is just a nice area for either to get out of the sun or to enjoy on a rainy day. There's also a large fireplace behind me, so you can have a nice fire in there, as well as large grills just outside of the covered area. And there's lots of picnic areas surrounding this as well. So there are covered picnic tables and grills all the way around this park. Now, if we look off in the distance over there, that's where we were just at a moment ago. In the Stars and Stripes Park, there's also a workout area. So you can come over here and use the outdoor gym equipment to get your exercise going. As if there weren't enough things already to do around Lake Hefner at the various spots along the park, there's even this skate park, and this is part of the Stars and Stripes Park on the southern side of Lake Hefner. There are, I guess, what you would call like half pipe type areas, rails to ride. I'm not a skater, so feel free to fill me in on what all these different things are. And then just south of even the skate park, there are baseball fields. There's even places to play soccer and football with your friends. Another unexpected find along Lake Hefner is directly behind me. It's closed right now, so we're not going to go in there. On the weekends, it's usually open Saturdays and Sundays. It is like an airport for RC planes. It is an RC plane club, RC plane airport. You can come here and fly. And they also have learn to fly sessions on Thursday evenings. This is called the Tom Jones Memorial Field. So if you're interested in learning more about RC planes or flying RC planes, come on out on a Saturday or Sunday. It's fun to watch the people flying planes. They're also really friendly. Everybody around here seems to be really friendly. And sometimes you even see a pretty spectacular crash. Then also, if you want to learn how to fly or just have some curiosity, it looks like Thursday night might be the night to come on out and explore, see what they have to say, ask your questions, and maybe even try your hand at flying an RC plane. So if all the diversity hasn't surprised you yet, from boating type activities, fishing activities, which you would expect on a lake, to the biking and walking trails and even RC planes, there's even a golf course. So you could come out to the lake and play golf if you really wanted to. There's just so many different activities to do. And in true lake format, just like this, if you've ever been around a lake, sometimes, you know, a storm just seems to pop up out of nowhere, and we just got a storm. Which is actually great timing because we're pretty much done with our tour around the lake. There's no way I could cover everything this lake has to offer in this short video. So we are now ending our journey around the lake. Sometimes the best spots to visit are right here in your own backyard. Lake Hefner has so many different things to offer that are just unexpected treasures for the city. So if you're in the area and looking for fun, this may be the spot for you to stop by and see what Lake Hefner has to offer. The best times to visit? Well, that depends. Are you looking to do some of the windsurfing type sports? You might want a windy, sunny day during the week. You might want to come on the weekends when everybody's out there windsurfing. Maybe you want to come and just enjoy a Saturday relaxing around the lake. Whatever it is, whatever you're looking to do, this may be the stop for you. I look forward to having you on our next adventure. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Your subscription matters a lot to me and really helps this channel reach more people who are interested in adventures just like you. So I'm going to end here. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.